Each member on this panel is going to get 4 picks for their Mount Rushmore for defensive back. And then as a group, everyone will pick one person to make the ultimate hit list Mount Rushmore. Let's go to the homeowner first, down in Florida. Rick, who are your top 4 for defensive back?
All right, so we're going all 4. We're doing one by one.
No, all 4. Tell me who your 4 are right now.
First up, you already know, man. I've had this little conversation with some heads over the course of the past couple of weeks. I wanted this kind of like what kind of brought things out. I was inspired today by my man Mike Miller to kick things off with some antics. My first and number 1 choice on my defensive back Mount Rushmore is going to be my personal GOAT. As far as I'm concerned, the absolute greatest defensive player to ever play football. Lawrence Taylor's close. My man, primetime Deion Sanders. Absolutely. That's my guy. I'm going to get the jersey on. And I went throwback, number 2 Florida State, you know, because I'm a Dolphin fan, so you ain't going to catch me in no Cowboys, Falcons, or 49ers gear, you know.
All right, cool. Okay, who's your number 2?
All right, so number 2, we're going with Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott, for me, I think is, without a doubt, probably among the top safeties, natural safeties of all time. So that's my second guy for sure.
Okay, 3?
Number 3, we're going to go with Rod Woodson. So I know a lot of the debate is always between Rod Woodson and Deion Sanders most of the time, generally, as far as it comes to the GOAT for cornerbacks. But for me, he's a little bit behind Mr. Primetime.
And last one,
definitely a little tough. I feel like the first 3 were a little bit of a gimme. I went back and forth on it a little bit, and I ended up going with Mr. Ed Reed as my 4th guy. Again, I think one of the top safeties of all time, especially what he was able to do during that era to kind of, you know, carry those Baltimore teams.
All right, so we got Deion Sanders, Rodney Lott, Rod Woodson, and Ed Reed, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Travis, who's your pick for your top Mount Rushmore?
All right. We're gonna start off with the number.
And
1
remember, you're just listing them. You see how Rick kept it nice, short, and sweet? All right, let's try to keep it under those rules.
Man, you already know who you're dealing with here, man. All right,
go ahead.
Right now, talking, you're cutting into my time.
Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna start off with Ronnie Lott, man. That's easy right there, number 1, man. The man played cornerback and safety. My man cut off a finger to play football. Like, it's over at that. You cut off a finger.
Okay.
Number 1 all time. Next, we're going to go Deion Sanders at number 2 right there. That's simple. He's prime time, you know what I mean? He was one of the, like he said, look good, you play good, you feel good, they pay good. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was, my man Deion. Number 3, I'm going to go Rod Woodson, man. Rod Woodson, he was Deion before Deion out there, man. He was out there in the cornerback position. He was not only a Pro Bowl and All-Pro at the cornerback position, but also transitioned to safety later in his career. And then that 4th spot, man. That 4th spot was hard, man. It came down between Ed Reed, Charles Woodson, Dick Knight, Train Lane, and Darron Green. But at the end of the day, I had to go Charles Woodson on it. I see how people go Ed Reed, but Charles Woodson got over 400 more tackles. He has 1 more interception, just as many TD returns. And he's the only player to ever have 60 interceptions and 20 sacks in the NFL.
Okay, so we got Rodney Lott, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, and Charles Woodson. That's your 4. Yep. MVP?
Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying, Travis, stick to the script. He asked you to list the 4 names. You list the 4 names. We didn't ask for metrics, all right?
Listen, this is me here. This is what I do. We come in with the metrics. I got to explain things, all right? Right, throw a little on there, you know. Got to get
praise. So just notice the name. The name is Paul the Great. So here's what I'm starting off. I mean, obviously, my number 1 is prime time, baby. I mean, when you just think about the impact on the game, the swag, you name it, the ability to score the football on all 3 sides of the ball is why you got to go prime time.
Okay.
And don't ever disrespect Deion Sanders and say Rod Woodson was prime time before prime time. There was never a prime time. There's only ever been one prime time.
I'm talking about a skill set. I'm talking about playing the game. I'm not talking about the antics. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the prime time. I'm just talking about playing football. I'm talking about just playing
Travis,
football.
you're eating his time, man. Let him get his time, bro.
So I'll speed this up for Trav's sake. You know, number 2, man, I disagree with you guys. While I think Ronnie Lott has some historical numbers, My number 2 is Charles Woodson, another guy who dominated the cornerback position and the safety position at the collegiate level, at the national level in the NFL, Super Bowl champion, physical game changer. I still think the Tuck rule, he was robbed. But, hey, what do I know? So Chuck is my number 2. Number 3, Ed Reed. When you think about the ability to do what Ed Reed was able to accomplish in such a small sample size at the safety position, I think Ed Reed is the greatest safety to ever touch an NFL field. And coming out of the U, crazy. Shout out to Florida. And my number 4 is, man, the 4th spot was always a challenge. It was a toss-up for me between Champ Bailey and Ty Law. I went Ty Law, and I'll tell you why. Winning matters, and Ty Law is the reason why Bill Belichick was able to scheme the way he was able to scheme. He literally shut down an entire third of a football field for years against some of the greatest competition, the Marvin Harrisons, the Reggie Waynes, and so on and so forth. And even at the later part of his years, I think he had 10 picks at 40 for the Jets. So Ty Law is my number 4.
All right, so we got
we let that
Sanders.
Man keep talking. He put Ty Law on the list. I can't deal with people right
Sanders,
now.
Woodson, Reed, and Ty Law. Andrew, who are your top 4 here?
This is based off of who I got to watch growing up. So number 1, I'm going to start with Ed Reed, because what him and Ray Lewis did, co-piloting that Baltimore Ravens defense over that 10-year course or more, was unbelievable. Like, you did not want to go into Baltimore. You wanted them to come to you. Second, I'm surprised I haven't heard this name yet, and I know my friends and family in Philly are going to love this. You got Weapon X and Brian Dawkins. Not only if he didn't make the play, he knew how to rile up his teammates. He knew how to get the crowd into the game. Number 3, it's got to be the hair, Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu was the poison for Peyton Manning and my boy Jake Plummer, and in that 05 run. And that Steelers defense was like cancer to play against, because you did not want that hair near where you were going to throw. And number 4, I guess I'm being a little biased here. I'm going to say Champ Bailey. And you brought up Ty Law, Paul, but Champ Bailey made the Bill Belichick-Tom Brady combo human. It was Champ Bailey on January 13th, 2006, that picked off Tom Brady and ran it all the way back and gave that dynasty their first playoff loss. And not only that is the Broncos kind of stumbled a little bit after that, but Champ Bailey stayed with the ship. And it breaks my heart he wasn't part of 2015 Super Bowl run, but at least he got to the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and company in New York.
All right, so we have Reed, Dawkins, Palmau, and Bailey. So is it safe to say, so now we have to form the ultimate hit list?
Time out. Andrew, we're going to give you a pass, because at least you got an explanation. You said DBs that you've seen play. But, Paul, you going to sit here and try and tell me that you put Ty Law on the list of Mount Rushmore.
Absolutely.
Like, you skipped over Ronnie Lott. Did you put Ronnie Lott on your list?
Nope.
You ain't put Ronnie Lott on your list. You ain't put Dick Night Train Lane. You know that man still holds the single season interception record as a rookie? It's been over 50 years on that. Let that go. You let Darryl Green go. You're going to sit here and tell me Ty Law. Go ahead. You got the floor. I need you to explain this.
Darryl Green was a perennial loser on the Washington Redskins his whole career. So you could be out there playing cornerback, being the fastest guy on the field. Excuse my French, the shit means nothing, all right? He wasn't winning games.
He's one of the leaders in interceptions.
Okay, gentlemen, listen, I would love to sit here and watch you guys go at it.
Let me get the shot in there real quick.
Yo, Rick, look.
I need to know.
Won games. He won football games.
Is Romo even in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
He is?
2019.
Okay. I got to make sure.
Okay, listen. All right. So, this is where the debate begins. Somebody seems to have the same kind of person on their list, right? So, is it safe to say, can I put Deion Sanders ultimately on the ultimate hit list? That's fair to put.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Deion Sanders goes on for sure. Okay. Now, who would we put second on our ultimate list? Again, everyone is
Ronnie Lott.
Nah.
Ronnie Lott.
Half the panel don't
Ronnie
got Ronnie
Lott.
Lott on the list.
Ronnie Lott.
Okay,
a
so-
man cut a finger off to
Listen,
play
listen,
football, okay?
listen. Is it safe to put Ed Reed on the list?
Absolutely.
No, wait. That's a debatable one. We're gonna leave him to the end.
Oh my
Come on
goodness.
now.
Okay.
Come on now. Ronnie Lott. All right, based on Paul's criteria, Ronnie Lott, not only did he win, but he's got the tackles, he's got interceptions, and he has the sacks. He's on the NFL all-time 100 team. All right, this.
Listen, he's on Rick's list though. So like I said, if I wanted to give everybody a pick, everyone would want to make a pick. But now I want to make it interesting. We have to decide collectively as a group who makes the ultimate list.
Would I be okay with Ronnie Lott being the fourth head in the Mount Rushmore? Sure, why not? But don't give me this baloney. Don't give me this baloney.
It doesn't matter of the ranking. Okay, so are we going to put Locke on here? Yes or no?
Yes.
Sure. Ronnie Lott.
Okay, Andrew, are you in favor of Locke?
Yes.
It's Lott, first
Okay.
of all, Carl. Lott. Get that man's
Locke.
name right.
Sorry. Okay.
No, he's talking to a Bronco fan, so he wants me to say Locke.
You want Drew Lott?
Okay. Okay, let's see here. We have Rod Woodson. Is it safe to put him on the ultimate list?
Yes, sir.
I'm going with the other Woodson, but that's just me.
You're going with the other we have to make a collective vote. Rick, are you okay with that?
I'm gonna put Rod Woodson on there. I'm gonna go with Rod.
I have to clarify. I have to clarify for Manny. I thought about Charles Woodson. Don't think I snuffed him because of the orange.
Okay, so which Woodson are we putting on? I know we're putting a Woodson, but which one?
I'll vote Rod.
So
When
wait.
you think about, could I just say one thing? When you
Yes.
think
Go right
about
ahead.
Mount Rushmore, you got to think about impact on the game, dominance during the game, and what they did at both levels. We're talking about the Heisman winner, one of the very
That's
few
college.
players at
That's
the
college.
University of
That's
Michigan.
college.
He won the
college.
Heisman playing
We're
two
talking about
positions.
NFL. You can't win the Heisman in the NFL.
Went into the NFL. And
When the last time they awarded the Heisman in the NFL?
Listen, Rick, jump in here, man. You've been kind of quiet since you talked in the first segment, bro. Listen,
got 1,000 tackles, bro, at the corner.
Can you guys let Rick say a word?
Rod Woodson got 1,100 tackles.
Can you let Rick say a word? I'm trying to get over here,
But
man.
here's the thing. Between the Woodsons, I didn't have Charles on my list. I did go with Rod. But I'll be completely honest. If I personally had to pick between the two Woodsons, I would probably lean Charles.
Okay, so he's saying
I
Charles.
feel like this is generational bias right here. I feel like because we ain't see Rod like that.
Okay, so wait, okay. So Rick says Charles, right?
I would lean Charles, but here's the thing. I in my opinion, I think Ed Reed should definitely be on there. So if I got to pick between either one of the Woodsons and Ed Reed, it's going to be Ed Reed, and then we'll worry about
here.
after.
Okay, so fine. Okay, so who picked Lott? So wait, Travis, you picked Lott, right? You did.
Yeah.
He did. So that's his pick. Everyone kind of picked Deion. So Rick, you kind of got the Deion Sanders pick because you got the jersey on. Hold on 1 second. He got the Deion Sanders pick. You got the Lott pick. If I'm being interest of fairness, so the next two are basically up to the MVP and Andrew. If we're going fairness right now, right? That's how we wanted to do it.
Okay, let me just start 1 point with the Woodsons. If you're gonna pick Rod Woodson, he made All-Pro at corner and safety. Charles didn't make it at both.
Okay, so MVP, you get the third. So who are you picking out of the Woodsons?
Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. There it is. See, that's how we have to
can't be
figure it
mad
out.
at it. He's on my list. I can't be mad at it.
Okay.
And he should be on your list. You're
Okay.
known to
And
have
the final pick.
Put Tyler on your list. Stop
Okay,
it.
and the final pick goes to Andrew. Andrew, the final pick for the ultimate Mount Rushmore goes to you.
So I'll go with Charles Woodson.
No, they already have Charles Woodson. You get the
Okay,
last
Charles
pick.
Woodson?
Wow.
Yeah, you get the last pick now.
I get to put number 4 on.
Yeah.
Oh, we put the pressure on the new guy?
Yeah.
going Champ Bailey. You know he's going Bailey.
You get the last pick.
I
get the
gotta
last
say
pick.
Champ Bailey.
You gonna say Champ Bailey?
God.
Oh, Ed Reed! Oh, no!
Yeah,
That's it. That's the interest. Okay.
This is a disgrace.
We left Ed Reed off. Oh,
Wait, we don't want Ed Reed?
No, he gets the last pick.
Already.
Yeah.
I thought Ed Reed was on already.
Damn, Drew, I think you need to change your pick, bro.
Yeah. I gotta own up on that. We'll swap Champ Bailey for Ed Reed.
Okay.
I thought Ed Reed was on already. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. All right, so there it
I
is.
can be satisfied with that. You know.
I'm surprised you didn't stick with your pick, Andrew. You should have stuck with your pick. That's what I love,
Yeah,
man.
but you know what?
Controversy. You should have stuck with your pick.
I'm not biased.
We like Andrew. He's invited more.
Come on, man. Stand your ground.